beautiful friends. Welcome to my FlossTube channel. This is Rosanna with Nest of Petals for FlossTube number 5. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here, for giving me the thumbs up, leaving a comment if you ever so please do so, and clicking the subscribe button. I really appreciate you embarking and joining me on this amazing FlossTube journey. And if you are new to my channel, I share all things cross stitch, knitting, quilting, embroidery, and so much more. So I love bringing creativeness not only to my surroundings, but to everyone else. So I hope you like what you're seeing. So I have tons and tons of things that I want to share with you guys today. So if you saw my last FlossTube, I talked about what remains and stated that I would have that as an FFO today, which I do. So I will be sharing that with you. I do have some whips. I have a couple of new starts for Sampler September. I also have some huge news that I will be sharing with you guys. I have a small haul. I also went in my mom's linen stash and took some of her linen. And then I got some Happy Mail as well. And I'm also going to give you guys an update on my knitting and my quilting that I also spoke about on my last FlossTube channel, or video, I should say. So kind of what's been going on the last 2 weeks, I kind of feel like I've been everywhere and anywhere. My youngest does soccer. She also does refereeing for soccer on the weekends after her games. So I feel like that's what we've been doing every weekend. Also trying to tidy up the house a little bit, selling some stuff, doing little things here and there. But mostly trying to do cross stitch. And if you follow me on my Instagram channel, which is at Nest of Petals, you would have seen I've been doing Halloween at Hollyberry by Stacy Nash, galore. I'm going to be sharing that whip with you guys very soon, but I cannot put that one down. I'm glued. It's my Velcro right now. We're stuck together. But let's go ahead and kick off with my FFO, which is What Remains by Blackbird Designs. And for this one, I used DMC threads. I did 1/2, and I did this on Country Mocha 40 count. And I went to Hobby Lobby with my mom, and I stole the frame that she also completed hers on. I'll insert a picture of hers after mine. Maybe I'll do a side-by-side actually, because she actually did the called for colors versus me, I did DMC. So this is my fully finished What Remains. And I love, love, love. The frame, I think, just gives it that extra oomph that it needed. And I did the 2023 because I finished it this year. I added my first name initial and my last letter initial there. But I think it's gorgeous. I'm going to be adding this into our guest room upstairs because the connecting bathroom to our guest room, it's blue. So I think this would be a perfect match made in heaven in that spot. So my fully finished, and I did do the museum glass, which I know is a little bit more pricey, but it makes it so much more clean and crisp. So I really, really love it. And I'm very pleased with this one. So What Remains, fully finished. And that's Fresco talking his way. Okay. I'm going to go into, I'm trying to think if I want to share I have, I think 2 new starts. I'm trying to think if I should do that or maybe talk about my big news because I don't want it to be where you guys miss my big news. So maybe let me actually share the news, and then I'll go into my 2 new starts that I have for the month of September, and then I'll go into all the other stuff. So if you follow me on Instagram, I'm always sharing, mainly in stories, like different things that I'm working on, more like projects for the house or different cross stitching that I'm working on. And the other day I did a poll and I asked, what was this big news? So the first option was haircut, which I did get a haircut. I got it done last Friday. I had more of like a shag look, lots of layers before, and I wanted to just have a blunt bob and add some more highlights because I felt like I was a little dark on the top. So I did get that done, but that wasn't the big news. The other option was a new puppy, which we're not getting a new puppy anytime soon. Lulu just turned 1 in August, if you guys remember on my last FlossTube video, number 4. And she's still a baby. So not yet, maybe down the road, but not right now. And then the other option was creating and selling cross-stitch patterns. So that was the correct answer. So my big news is I will be probably beginning of November, I will be starting to sell reproduction of samplers that I've been purchasing. And the first one that I'm going to be doing, and I've already have it, patterns complete. My mom is actually going to be the model stitcher. And I'm going to put her Instagram handle in my description box. I'm also going to put it across the screen because she will be sharing progress on the actual reproduction sampler. I'm super excited, and if you saw my very first floss tube, I feel like I love being able to create things. I feel like I was created to create, if that makes any sense. And I'm very passionate about sharing what I love with everyone. So I'm gonna insert a photo, and this is gonna be the very first pattern that will be available coming very soon. So it's Mary Wilson, and she is stunning. So I fell in love with her mainly because of the border. And you can see like it's kind of like a very simple, dainty flower with the leaves surrounding the entire border. And then if you go in, you can see her different alphabets, the numbers, she breaks up the different pages where she has like the different colors where it's light, and then that blue, it's like a royal blue, it just gives you that extra pizzazz within the cross stitch. And then if you go at the very bottom, she has those 2 beautiful butterflies with the Bible and the cross in the center. I just think it's very beautiful. I love it, and I hope you guys will as well. I'm also gonna insert a photo of my mom's model that she's been stitching on for probably the last week or so now. Excuse me. She is actually using a 36 count linen, and this is from my friend Anita at Northumberland. I'll insert her information in the description box as well. She does hand dye her own linen, and I was able to choose the name for this specific linen, which is Irish Coffee. I think it perfectly matches the original fabric. I mean, it's very close. So yeah, my mom's doing 1/2, 1 strand over 2. We did do DMC thread for the reproduction. And what else? Oh my goodness. I'm stoked. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are excited just as much as I am. I do have a couple of others. I just finished another pattern that I've given to my mom, so she's going to be starting that one as well soon. I did create my own, which I'm currently stitching. I hope to share that with you guys on my next floss tube, and that's going to be one for the holidays. So tons and tons going in the backlog. So if you see me when I'm sharing like different whips and stuff, maybe sometimes not getting as much into the ones that I have previously shared, that could be one of the reasons why. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me as I kind of get into the groove of creating the patterns, you know, picking the linens with my mom because she's going to be my sidekick, helping me with that, picking the threads. But I'm having so much fun, and I'm excited to share this part of my journey with you guys as well. So stay tuned for that. Now let's go ahead and get into, let me share my two starts with you guys. So if you remember, I'm pretty sure everybody knows it's Sampler September. So I've jumped on the board with Lauren from New Hampshire Stitcher. She has the Back to School Sal, and that's pretty much any sampler that you want to share. There's also, I think, Sampler September. Let me see. I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget. Yep, Sampler September, which I believe can also be any sampler, correct me if I'm wrong. And then September Sampler Soiree, I believe, is specifically for like an antique reproduction. So on my last floss tube, I shared with you guys my focus, or one of my focus, I actually added another, was going to be a GGR, and it's MJ 1810. So this is the one that I started, and I started this one on Friday actually, and I fell in love with this one because of the birds mainly. Like I loved this bird right here swinging on the little swing. I just think it's so stinking cute. So I did it, I think it was Friday evening I worked on it, and I put in a couple of stitches yesterday. So I haven't gotten too much done, but I think it's coming along. And I did a complete opposite on this one. They asked for you to do weeks dye work parchment. I did weeks dye work straw. And then I'm using all of the called for DMC threads. So this is what I have. And let me actually show you. I started in this corner down here. So this is what I have so far. And I went with a darker linen because I wanted the colors to really like pop. And I thought a darker linen would definitely do that. And I think it's looking amazing so far. So that's MJ 1810. The other sampler I started, and I'm still contemplating if I should start one more. But I did start another one on Saturday evening, and then I worked on it all day Sunday. I could not put it down. And that is another GGR, and it's Mary Griffiths 1873. And I love this one. I might be falling more in love with this one more than the birdie at the moment. I don't know why. I just was like, I started it, and the colors, they're so vibrant. So I started in this little corner. And my goal on Sunday was to finish this vase with the florals inside. And I'm doing this one on 36 count hand dye linen parchment, which it's funny because I'm doing the opposite of what I should have done on the bird. Weeks dye work, and it's doing 1/2. That's what I do for all of my stitching, 1/2. And I am using the called for DMC. And this is where I've gotten, and again, I did this Saturday night, all day Sunday. And I love it. Oh, the colors are just amazing. Like, I love how it's purple and then that red just pops. And I think it's like the flowers, they're so funky. Like, I've never seen flowers like that, but I love them. Kind of wish my flowers would do that maybe in my home. But yeah, actually I want to work on this today, but I got to make sure I put time into other things. So yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. So those are my 2 new starts for the month of September. I was thinking of starting maybe 1 more, but I'm not 100% sure. So stay tuned. If I do start another one, I will be sharing that on my next FlossTube video, which is at the end of the month. My biggest focus for September, and I've actually 6 days, and I actually get to work on it today, September 13th, because it's Halloween 13th. So I'm using, again, my mom's Halloween bag that she made for me, which I love, 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 love. It's my only project bag that I have, so I'm trying to get better with that. But I've shared this in my stories like a crazy person, and I also shared this on my Instagram feed because all I want to do is cross stitch the specific one, which is Halloween at Hollyberry Farms by Stacy Nash. And this one I am stitching on 40 count weeks dye work, and it's Confederate gray. And this, it's not the call for linen. So the call for linen was a 35 count R&R reproduction, 18th century rook. And they used Gentle Arts thread, and I converted everything over to DMC. So when I converted everything over, I wanted it to be where it was also variegated. And if you guys want, maybe I'll insert it in the description box, but I can give you the different DMCs that I used. Because again, I wanted it to have that variegated look. And you can see that I've done so much since I last saw you guys 2 weeks ago. So what I've done is, and this is kind of hard to hold, but I finished the weeping tree. I started over here. I filled this part in. I still just need to fill this in, but I'm doing, again, variegated. So I'm doing kind of just sporadic colors, and I'm going to zoom in so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I finished the birds, I did the pumpkins, I did the little lanterns, I started the house, I did the kitty cat, I did all of this. So I was, again, stitching like a mad woman because I want this one done. If you guys remember, my mom and I we're doing a competition where we have to finish this by I think the 11th or maybe the 13th of October. And I'm gonna kick her booty. So I've been not only wanting to win because I like being competitive with her on our crafts, but I want to finish this again before the end of October so I can actually like hang it up. But if you look here, you can kind of see the different colors of the grays. And let me actually look at the RIP If you look at the yellow and like the orange variegation. And I even did it, you can tell it really well at the bottom of the house where the brick stones are. What else? I mean, it's pretty much everywhere. Like the flower is variegated, the gate is variegated. And I just think it looks really cool. I'm very, very happy with it so far. So I would say maybe I would say 50% complete on it. So I do want to get this one finished. I know it's sampler September and this one's not really a sampler, but I think I heard or saw, or maybe I read it somewhere, that a sampler can be anything with like the alphabet in it. And this one does have the alphabet in it. So maybe I could say it's a sampler. All right, another whip I have is Grace Douth Abound, and it's Plum Street Sampler. And if you guys remember, I am working, the hashtag is Pumpkin Please Autumn Sal, and I'm doing it with Lauren from New Hampshire Stitcher. And I'm doing this on 40 count ale, 1/2 DMC. And since the last time I saw you guys, let me kind of zoom in. I started the border, I did the house, I started the windows. And I did the pumpkin. Oh, and I did Douth. So I feel like I've gotten, you know, a good amount of stitching in this one since the last time I saw you guys. I do want to get some more in. I think my next part is probably starting the roof, and then maybe finishing the words over here. So yeah, because I would love to have this one up by sometime in fall, if possible. If not, definitely for next year. So if you guys do have this one, Grace Douth Abound from Plum Street, you're stitching it or wanting to stitch it, please join Lauren and I. Tag us on Instagram, and again, use the hashtag PumpkinPleaseAutumnSal. And again, all of this information will be in the description box below. So for Sampler Thursday, Rest Sampler Thursday, I should say, I didn't get a lot done on this one, and I didn't because what was I doing? I was working on my quilt, the Hexagon quilt, and then I finished one of my reproduction patterns on the computer, so I didn't get too much of this one done, but I'm going to share at least what I got done. So this one's GGR, the color red, but I'm referring it to as the Donkey Sampler. And I am using Newcastle linen 40 count, and it's going to be just plain white, because I did want it to be, I wouldn't say starchy, but I want it to be where it's just a bright white, the red, and it just really stands out. So what I got done since last time I saw you guys, I started on the X's. So again, this one is the Donkey Sampler by GGR. So I do plan on getting some more done on this on Thursday, because I do want to start making some progress on it. And let's see, the other one that I've been working on, because my biggest focus for September, since it's September sampler month, is working on the samplers that I do have. So the other one that I've been working on, and this is from Northumberland, it's IA 1812, and this is what I've got. So since I last saw you guys, well, let me back up. Let me actually insert the picture. Let me insert the picture because I have this in a PDF. So this one is, while you're looking at the PDF picture of the completion, I'm doing it on 40 count cream Zweigart. Yeah. So since the last time I saw you guys, I did all of these Algerian stitches. I finished the diamond. I did this down here. I finished the duck. I started the B and I finished the C. So I really do enjoy this one. I mean, there's tons of Algerian stitches. So if you like doing specialty stitches, this one is for you. I finished also page 1, which is a huge achievement. The only thing I didn't do on page 1, well, I guess I'll say I'm 99% done with page 1. At the very top, there's satin stitches, but I'm gonna save that for the end. So my goal for the next time before I see you guys is I'm gonna work this way. And then I'll probably from there, I don't know which side, but depending on what I want to stitch after I go to this side, will determine if I go on the left down or the right down. But I love it. The colors on this one are stunning. If you guys heard me on, I think it was either FlossTube 1 or 2, I talked about on my stairs, like when you go up the stairs, that's going to be where I'm going to put a lot of my samplers. So I'm trying to get at least one finished for the year. So I think the IA 1812, that one would be the closest I can probably to getting a finish done. So let's see. Okay, the last one I stitched on, and then I'll go into haul. I'll go into Happy Mail that I got, and then I'll go into knitting and quilting. I realized when I was stitching this yesterday, I do not have all of the flosses, so I'm gonna have to go, or floss, so I'm gonna have to go to the store and grab those later today. So it's Mary Barr's Sampler 1829, and this is from Stacy Nash. And this one I am doing 36 count hand dyed espresso, and it's I believe it's weeks. And let's see, so she's a big one. So since the last time I saw you guys, I finished the alphabet, and then I did all the letters, or the numbers I should say, and I did the row underneath, and then I came over here, I did a little bit of the green, and I did this motif, and that's when I realized I didn't have some of the floss, so I quit. But if you can see, just like on Halloween at Hollyberry by Stacy Nash as well, because I'm doing DMC, I'm not doing the call for colors. I'm also doing it in a variegated look. So like the purple flowers, pink purple flowers, you can see one's like lighter and darker, and the green is the same. And then same with like the urn with the flowers on top, or berries. And even if you look closely on the border, I'm also doing it variegated. So I just think it gives it that extra pizzazz. I think it's beautiful being able to kind of variegate it in your own special way. So that is my last whip. And let's see. Let's actually go into haul, and then I will talk about my Happy Mail. So I got 2 animal crackers from the Animal Cracker series by Stacy Nash, because I need to do more smalls. I realize I'm very much a sampler girl, and samplers are pretty much all enormous. But I saw these from Stacy Nash, and I just thought they were so stinking cute. So this is the first one. And you can put your scissors in the back of his little tush. So this is Whittaker, and then here's my other one, which is Paisley. And you can also put scissors in the back. I hope you guys saw that good. So I think they're so cute. And I know, I think people put these in dough bowls. So I probably will end up doing something in that realm, unless I think of something else that I want to do. And then the other one that I got in haul was Mary Carr 1840, which is stunning. This is why I want to start like another sampler for September. There's just so many beautiful cross-stitch patterns out there. I mean, look at the little animals. I'm an animal lover, if you guys haven't heard or seen. And this is the original, which I think it looks so pretty. I mean, it matches the front perfectly. So, like all the motifs, the flowers are just so juicy and big. Yeah. So, you'll be surprised to see which one. I'll keep you surprised because I don't know which one I'm going to do. All right, happy mail. So, I was very surprised to get this. So, my mom we used to live in San Antonio, Texas years ago. Probably it's 20 plus years ago. Yeah. What, 25 years ago? Oh my goodness. So, we moved to Virginia my 9th grade year, when I started high school. And my mom, when we lived in San Antonio, Texas, she had a friend, her name was Maria. And my mom met her from my second oldest sister's. She knew her son, like she had a birthday party for him or something. So my mom's known her friend Maria for 35 plus years. They've stayed connected. They talk, I think, daily. They also share stitching as well. She wrote me a beautiful note, and she sent me some goodies. So first, thank you so much, Maria, for your beautiful note. I do remember you, and I remember your boys, and you were so sweet for sending me these goodies. So I really appreciate it. So I got these Bumblebee floss drops, and I'm going to be using this for one of my samplers that I will be starting. So you'll see this on my next video being used. I got some needles, which I always need needles because I'm always stealing needles out of my other stitching. Are you guys doing the same thing? Like, are you always stealing your needles from your other stitching? So thank you for my needles. I got this beautiful zipper pull. Queen Bee. Oh, that's so cute. So I'm going to have to make a bumblebee bag. Or convince my mom to make me a bumblebee bag. And then the other thing, which is so stinking cute, is a little pink little piggy. Look how beautiful it is. And you see like the little shimmer at the bottom. So this is going to find a place in my office upstairs once I redo my office. It's in the works right now. I'm going to give it a brand new facelift. So stay tuned because I will be changing my background scenery as well. Right now I have video downstairs in my living room. So thank you so much, Maria, for my goodies. I really appreciate it. And thank you. Okay. The next thing I want to share is my linen stash. So my mom brought linen. I met up with her on Monday. We had coffee, we did some stitching, and she brought some of her stash. So I'm not going to go over the count on everything, but this one's 28, and I'm not going to do 1/2. I'm thinking of 1/1 because it's such a big count. So I'm thinking of maybe doing this on one of my samplers that I've been wanting to do. But I have some browns. This one's also a 28 count. We got some of this. I got some like pink. And this one's, I think, picture, yeah, this is picture this plus 40 count, earthen. And then I think this one's another picture this plus. I don't know the color name, but I thought this would be really cute for, if you guys remember, I think it was last month, JBW's, I'll put the information below. She did like a free red little Christmas stocking. So I thought this would be really cute for that stocking. Have the red and then this is the background, the pink. So an idea. So I got some linen from my mom. Another thing that I've been doing, if you guys remember, I talked about my, it's called the field day jacket, but it's more so like a long cardigan. I'll be knitting that. So I typically do not do gauges. I'm a no gauge girl, but my mom's like, do the gauge. So I listened to my mom. So I did do the gauge and it looks like it's gonna work for what I'm trying to do. This is the yarn that I'm going to be making it with. So I'm actually going to start that this week. And hopefully, because I did do the gauge, it works. I will say, and I'm doing size 8 needles. I will say my mom did the gauge. She did size 7. And hers, when she started her actual like cardigan, it didn't mesh properly. So she has to redo it, I think on a bigger needle because hers wasn't working. Again, it didn't match. It wasn't long enough, I believe. And then the other thing, if you guys, I talked about doing a hexagon quilt. So I actually started doing it. And I think it's called the English something. I don't remember the exact name. So, you know, I'm hand stitching all the fabric onto the hexagon, and then I'm doing the whip stitch. And then this is the correct side. So my goal is to get more of these done. I was cutting like a crazy woman last night. My husband was like, "You're working hard over there." I'm like, "Yes, I am." Because I want to get this one done. I am working on my other one. You guys would be proud. I'll insert a picture. I did do one complete block. I finished, and then I started on another block. So slowly but surely, I will be getting this big mama quilt done. But in the meantime, it's always fun to have whips. It's no harm, right? It's not hurting anyone. So I did get 2 of these done. I haven't stitched the sides on that one. And then I did get this bigger one I started to give you guys kind of more of a visual of what it's going to look like. So really, really excited. I love the mustard color. That's like one of my new favorites. I am a very much green. I love green. Even though I probably say I wear more green than anything. But the mustard is really calling my name lately. So that's my hexagon. And what else? I think that's it, guys. Yeah, that's it. So shared my starts, my fully finished, my haul, my happy mail. I shared my big news of being able to create reproduction samplers. I really, really hope you guys are as excited as I am. And I want to thank you guys again for being here on this floss tube journey of mine, giving me all your love, your support, and your kindness. It really, really means the world. I love you guys mucho. I hope you have a blessed week to come, and happy stitching. See you next time.